Okay, we're continuing talking about speaking number 3, and there's another thing that we need to pay attention to. And you think it's a grammar tip. It's actually a grammar problem that we're going to encounter during speaking number 3. So how do you think? What is that grammar problem? When you're going to summarize a dialogue, when you're saying that the man said this, the woman said this, and then you tell us what they said, what were their phrases from the dialogue, what is going to be your big grammar problem? How do you think? So the big grammar problem here is reported speech problem. So if in the dialogue the man said some phrase, for example, the man said, "I wasn't going to come," then while we're summarizing the dialogue, we have to say the man said, and then after that, we have to take his phrase and then change every verb tense to the one in the past, to the one older. So, of course, you're going to be pretty stressed out during speaking number 3, during the entire speaking section. It's a pretty stressful experience because you have very limited time and you need to do a lot of things, so it's okay to be super stressed. So, of course, when you're stressed and you're trying to say us what you just listened to, what you wrote, what your notes are, then you have pretty little focus on that grammar problem, on that reported speech. If during that crazy experience, when you're trying to summarize everything, trying to keep track of time, trying to say everything, trying to think about what you're going to say next, all those crazy things going on, then you don't have really a lot of focus on how are you going to make all the verbs older. So since you have such a little focus, then it's natural for you to do a lot of mistakes. It's natural to just forget about making all the verbs older and then say it just like you wrote them down, just like you listened to them. So it's very easy to do a lot of mistakes. So in the case of this phrase, the original phrase was "I wasn't going to come," and then the way you should say it, if you say the man said, is the man said that he had not been going to come. And of course, it's pretty hard to say. It's pretty hard to think about. It's not a very usual phrase that we say. It's not a popular tense, and you didn't even hear it in the listening. In the listening, he said it differently. He said, "I wasn't going to come." So it's pretty hard. And so our goal is to somehow make our life easier. How can we make our life easier with the reported speech problem? So here's what we do. Instead of saying the man said, we're going to say the man says. So we're going to say everything in present simple. If we say the man says instead of the man said, then we do not have to struggle with the reported speech problem. We can just say it the way it was in the dialogue. We're going to say wasn't. The man says that he wasn't going to come. So we don't have to worry about any reported speech problem at all. It's all going to be great if you just say says in present simple. So some students would ask, but is it okay to say the man says in present simple? Because we listen to that and then we're going to say that the man said in the past because he said it in the past. So here's what I'm going to show you. Let's have a look at the way the question is phrased. The question is phrased. The man expresses his opinion about whether the woman should attend the job fair. State his opinion and explain the reasons he gives for his opinion. So you see that there are two verbs in this question, expresses and gives, and they're both in present simple, right? It's present simple. Simple as that. So you're going to use present simple in your speech as well. The question allows you to do that. So you're going to say the man says, the woman answers, the man responds, and everything like that. Use present simple. If you're using present simple, you don't have any problem with the reported speech, so do that. And of course, there's another thing. Do not forget about S. It's pretty common for some people to forget about the letter S. So since in the dialogue it's always the man and the woman, so he and she, we always have to put S at the end of the verb. So the man or the woman says, thinks, suggests, believes, disagrees, agrees, offers, etc. So it's always an S at the end of every verb. Also, of course, do not forget about the article, the man, the woman. It's always a very specific man and a very specific woman. So we always say the man and the woman. The man says, the woman says. So here are some grammar tips for you. One, the most important one, is use present simple so that you don't have a reported speech problem. And of course, do not forget about the letter S at the end of the verb and about the article the. Thanks for watching.